A video surveillance program that various towns throughout the state of New Jersey have already unveiled has been introduced in Monmouth County as the first countywide Operation Watchdog program in the state of New Jersey.
The program encourages business owners and residents alike to register their video surveillance systems with the Sheriff's Office in an effort to assist and expedite criminal investigations.
It's a way, not real-time monitoring, but it's a way for them to provide some locations and information saying, hey, we have a camera system available in our neighborhood or our community. If law enforcement has some type of incident in or around our building or our household, we're willing to share. And so it's really, again, it gets to the support of law enforcement and the cooperation and community policing of law enforcement. So we have tremendous partners around Monmouth County, all our local law enforcement agencies with the prosecutor's office and the sheriff's office, all coming together to institute some technology that alerts the officers or detectives in that area that, hey, there's a camera system available for you. Go knock on the door and you know, it may help solve crime.
Do you see this as, for your office, for law enforcement in Monmouth County, as something that could help solve crimes quicker or find missing people?
Certainly. You know, think about what happens during a crime scene. We start canvassing the area, you know, and knocking on those doors manually, saying, hey, do you have anything that can help us out? Did you see anything? Do you have a camera system? This will allow law enforcement to say, hey, we know right now that there are so many camera systems registered in the area that we have available to us to use. And so, again, it's a tremendous effort that was put forth. Easy to register. All the information is secure. Ends up on our computer-aided dispatch system right out to the cars on a mapping system, and lets law enforcement know that, hey, there's a law enforcement-friendly camera system available for you should there be an incident in our community.
Would any of this footage ever be released to the public if there's like an active shooter situation by a homeowner?
All of that, you know, that comes down when the prosecutor and his staff go in and investigate, and it becomes, you know, some type of chain of evidence if they review it. No different than what you see. You know, certainly it's helpful to us if we can take a snapshot of video or a video clip, as you see every day on social media. There's always some type of snapshot or video clip of somebody either creating a theft or vandalism or, you know, some other criminal activity, and certainly we'll use that video for those type of things to help us solve crimes.
This is going to be another vital tool for law enforcement, because the bottom line is it creates more eyes on the streets, and that's what we need.
How can this help you solve crimes quicker and maybe more effectively?
Well, think of it like this. If we were to respond to a crime scene out here, officers will come out, being able to access ahead of time, before they even arrive, access information and find out which companies or residents might subscribe to this program. It makes it so much easier because it expedites where we can possibly find surveillance evidence. Otherwise, without a program like this, we have officers going door to door, checking with each individual home front or business, and that takes time. And so much of solving cases, it's important to try to develop evidence and information at the earliest to make it a more expeditious process. Because as that's occurring, evidence might be disappearing, it might be getting thrown away or concealed. People might be running away, witnesses might be getting told stories to tell or not to tell. So just that compression of time by just knowing, okay, we have these partners out there that if we ask them if we could check their surveillance footage, we might find evidence there. That makes a world of difference. Time is so valuable in criminal investigations.
So this can not only help you catch the criminal or solve the crime, but also help in the court.
Oh, absolutely. These days, you don't need electronic surveillance, video or audio evidence to make a case, but you know, the juries have come to expect it. It's not unusual to see that type of evidence presented, and there is no better evidence. The best evidence of a crime that's being committed is video or audio, right? That's not to say that witness testimony or other evidence couldn't support it, but that type of evidence is considered physical evidence, and it has great weight with juries in proving, you know, guilt or innocence.
Would there ever be a scenario, I guess depending on the case, where your office would release video captured by a business in order to help find somebody or solve the crime?
There would be. Let's say if we captured someone on a video that we didn't know who that person was, but we got a clear look at their face. You've seen when bank robberies occur, you've seen surveillance that's put out by law enforcement agencies of that, and we'll do that in order to try to identify a possible suspect. We generally try to stay away from that unless we're seeking information or leads from the public, because we don't want to have evidence that could be used in a jury trial out there in advance of a jury trial should somebody in the community ultimately sit on that jury, but there are times where we'll put it out there for the community's and public's assistance.
How would you encourage businesses and homeowners to voluntarily, because this is a voluntary program, register their surveillance systems and help you guys out?
Because if everyone's familiar with the Neighborhood Watch, well, this is an electronic version of Neighborhood Watch, and I know that every business and every resident out there, I think they recognize that it takes a community effort to ensure public safety in their communities, because we don't have cops and cameras on every corner. But this type of partnership, this makes all the difference, and we have a common or mutual interest in protecting our communities. It's our job as law enforcement officers, but as people who live in those communities, they have an interest in protecting them too. So this is a nice this operation is like a nice confluence of interest, and I would want to reaffirm that this is completely voluntary. This isn't a situation where law enforcement is monitoring and openly tapping into these surveillance systems. It's just knowing who might have the system, and then we have to take that extra step of contacting that person or that business and say, would you mind if we took a look? We think that there might be evidence of a crime captured on this. And if they say yes, then we do it. If they say no, then they say no. So I don't want it to be out there in the community that this is like an open monitoring system. That's not the case at all.
Law enforcement reminds every business and homeowner that this is a voluntary business surveillance system program, so they only have access when you permit them. In Freehold, Vin Ebonu for the Town Square News Network.